Close your eyes for just a moment. Can you still smell that particular scent of freshly sharpened pencils mixed with floor wax on the first day of school? Do you remember the satisfying click, click, click sound when you turned the TV knob to find your favorite show? If those memories just flooded back, you're in the right place, friend. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a warm walk down memory lane to remember 7 things that kids growing up today will simply never understand about what it was like to be young in the 1960s and 70s. These were tough times, sure, but they were good times, simpler times. And if you grew up in those decades, you know exactly what I mean. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's remember together. Item number 1, the magic of the Sears catalog. Do you remember the excitement when that thick Sears catalog arrived at your doorstep? Kids today have Amazon with next-day delivery, but we had something special. We'd sit on the living room floor, carefully folding down the corners of pages with the toys we dreamed about for Christmas. That catalog was heavy in your hands, substantial. You could smell the fresh ink on those glossy pages. And the Christmas wish book? That was the highlight of fall. You'd spend hours circling items in pen, making your case to Mom and Dad. There was an anticipation to it, a patience that's been lost. You didn't get instant gratification. You got hope, dreams, and the sweet reward of waiting. Drop a comment if you still remember your favorite toy from that catalog. Item number 2, rotary phones and busy signals. Remember when making a phone call was an event? That rotary phone sitting on the kitchen wall or the hallway table, heavy, solid, connected by a cord that somehow always got tangled up. You'd stick your finger in those holes and dial each number, feeling that satisfying spring resistance as it whirred back into place. And if someone was on the line, you got a busy signal. No texting, no leaving a message. You just waited and tried again later. Phone calls meant something. You couldn't hide behind a screen. When that phone rang, the whole family knew it, and someone had to get up and answer it. Usually stretch that curly cord as far as it would go into the next room when you wanted privacy. Those were the days when reaching out actually meant something. Item number 3, Tang and the space age dream. Speaking of things that tasted like the future, Tang, that bright orange powder that the astronauts drank. You'd scoop it out of that jar, mix it with cold water, and suddenly you were part of the space race. It didn't matter that it was probably 90% sugar. It was what the heroes drank. The 60s and 70s were filled with this sense of possibility. We watched men walk on the moon. We believed science and progress were taking us somewhere groovy, somewhere far out. And we could taste it in our orange breakfast drink. Kids today have their energy drinks and smoothies, but they'll never understand what it felt like to drink the same thing as Neil Armstrong and feel like anything was possible. Item number 4, Saturday morning cartoons, all or nothing. Here's something kids today with their streaming services will never get. Saturday morning cartoons were sacred. You had one shot, one morning a week. If you missed it, you missed it. No rewind, no watch later, no binging the whole season. You'd wake up early, earlier than any school day, grab your bowl of Frosted Flakes or Cap'n Crunch, and plant yourself 2 feet from that TV set. Bugs Bunny, Scooby-Doo, the Jetsons. You'd watch whatever was on because you didn't have a choice, and somehow that made it better. There was a rhythm to it. The whole neighborhood of kids was doing the same thing. When Monday came around, you'd all talk about what you saw. It brought us together. Do you remember your favorite Saturday morning cartoon? Tell me in the comments. Item number 5, the drive-in theater experience. Friday or Saturday night, your parents would load you and your siblings into the station wagon. Maybe you'd get to wear your pajamas, and you'd head to the drive-in theater. You'd pull into your spot, hang that heavy metal speaker on the window, and settle in. The smell of popcorn and exhaust fumes mixed together in the summer air. Kids would run around the playground in front of the screen before the movie started. Sometimes you'd fall asleep in the back seat during the second feature, and Dad would carry you inside when you got home. It wasn't just about the movie. It was about being together as a family, under the stars, part of a community gathered for the same purpose. That's something a laptop screen in your bedroom just can't replicate. Item number 6, the freedom of be home when the streetlights come on. This might be the biggest difference of all. We had freedom. Real, unsupervised, glorious freedom. Your mom would open the door after breakfast in summer and say, "Be home when the streetlights come on." And off you went. You'd ride your bike for miles without a helmet. You'd build forts in the woods, play pickup baseball at the park, explore the neighborhood. Your parents didn't know exactly where you were, and that was okay. Everyone looked out for everyone's kids. Mrs. Johnson down the street would call your mom if you were causing trouble, but otherwise you were trusted. When those streetlights flickered on at dusk, you knew it was time. You'd pedal home, tired, dirty, maybe scraped up a bit, and completely content. Kids today are scheduled, supervised, and tracked. We were raised on trust and common sense, and you know what? We turned out just fine. Item number 7. TV channels. You had to get up and change. Picture this. You're watching TV and want to change the channel. So you get up, walk to the television set, and physically turn the dial. Click, click, click. Each turn gave you a different channel. And you only had maybe a dozen to choose from if you were lucky. No remote control, no guide telling you what's on. You'd flip through and see what you found. And if the picture was fuzzy, someone had to go outside and adjust the antenna on the roof while someone else yelled, "That's it, right there, don't move." TV was a shared experience. The whole family would gather around one set because that's all you had. You'd compromise, take turns, and watch together. That togetherness, that negotiation, that's part of what made us who we are. So there you have it, folks. 10 things that made growing up in the 1960s and 70s absolutely unique. Were those times perfect? No, of course not. We had our challenges, our struggles, our national growing pains. These memories are precious, and they're ours to keep and share. If this video brought back memories, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Let's keep these memories alive together. Share your own stories in the comments. I love reading them, and so does everyone else here. Which of these 10 items hit you the hardest? What would you add to the list? And if you know someone who grew up in those groovy decades, share this with them. Let's remind each other of the good times, the simple times, when life moved a little slower and meant a little more. Thanks for taking this trip down memory lane with me, friend. Until next time, keep those memories close and that spirit of the 60s and 70s alive in your heart. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.